Well, as you all know, Sharky moved away to Connecticut, so I didn't want to leave you hanging without another, laundry cycle here. So, it's Washday Wash-In.
24.0.
What? You're here!
Hey!
You thought I would leave you high and dry. Well, that's impossible with machines that use water. So it's 24.0. It's Sharky 626. He's back just for the day. And we're going to go ahead and kick this off.
Alright, so let's get started like we normally do.
Okay.
With an extra option this time.
Warm rinse. And there we go. We're running. And the water is going in and going in. It makes no difference because the hot enable is on, but I'll kick that on so we get a warm rinse later. And now that we have the new 30-minute timer in, as I had shown in a previous video, this will work out perfectly. So this machine will get the full hot for the refill after the partial drain, and then they'll both get warm rinses. So let's get some detergent in. So today we have Jades, that's J''AIDS, otherwise known as Jay's Washing Aids, proprietary J blend that we have here. Just like the Colonel, secret ingredients, so I can't tell you what it is. So we'll put that in, and we will put this in. And yes, I'm putting it right on top of the towels, and you'll see it'll get mixed right in. In fact, I'll put all the rest right there just for you. Fabric Flossener. Today we're using Final Touch Spring Fresh flavor. And this has been sitting around, so I think it's a little bit gloopy. Not too bad.
And pretty smooth.
It's got the ropey strands, but not too bad. So we'll just add a little bit of Wawa to that. And add that over here. That should be fine. When this is empty, I'm going to refill it with new Final Touch because the bottle is vintage. And as I go through all of my detergent, I'm keeping all the vintage bottles and refilling it with new product. Okay, so we are coming into the home stretch. Here's all the detergent I put on top, and you see how a lot of it has already gone underwater. And a lot of you are going to complain and say, no, you don't use fabric flossener for towels. No, you don't put the detergent on the towels directly. No, you screwed it all up, Jay. Sorry, this is the way I do it. I've been doing this for years. I would like to think I know what I'm doing since I've been doing this for I don't know how long now. So, I've never had a problem doing it this way in all that time. We are just about ready to roll. And watch the detergent be taken in just a few moments. Your HE machine wouldn't have even put detergent in yet.
No.
There you go. It's in, and it's just about dissolved. Should be just about dissolved now. And we're washing away. So that one started. Over here, we're coming along as well. Coming into the home stretch here. And it gets over the top row of holes. This one has been adjusted. And there we are. We'll watch the detergent go in. Right in. No problem. And there you go. So that's washing away. On the timer, oh, it's at 18 minutes. So we still have 18 minutes of time left. which means that these filled in 13 minutes, I'm sorry, 12 minutes, and we have 18 minutes of time left. Within that time, we have to ensure that this does its partial drain and refills, and that timer expires before this goes to refill. And as you've seen in the previous video, it works perfectly. So what's it like to be back in front of a direct drive Whirlpool?
It is pretty nice, you know. The house on Long Island, or the house here still has it, of course, but the speakers have been doing well. You know, they have, the one that I has good sounds, good suspense sounds before full spin speed and everything, but, you know, it's nice to hear machines like this again. Definitely.
Absolutely. Just stopped and ready to go for partial neutral drain. So that's draining down, and we should be pumping in just a moment. I still haven't made a label for this. There it is. Perfect. Timer clicked. You think it threw an error code?
I don't know.
Of course not.
No, that click is its way of saying error code. That's cute, but
Yeah.
it will throw a phone code though.
Yes. So we're coming into the home stretch. We have, about 11 minutes left, so probably about 10 by the time this is done. And then it's going to go for its regular wash. Water isn't even really that warm because the weather is cold now, so the water is cold and coming in. But there he goes, washing it in. So now we have to make sure that this timer expires once again before this goes to refill. And considering it's still in high-speed agitation and right on the cusp of going into low speed, it gets a little bit dicey, but it does make it. The Jades does not have the suds action as the normal detergent that I use. I don't know why, it just doesn't have as many suds.
So, the last time I was here was probably, I think it was roughly August, and I haven't been back to Long Island since. You know, driving in today, I took the ferry from Bridgeport to Port Jefferson because they said, I think a 95 southbound had a pretty bad accident, so I wanted to avoid that. And coming back, it felt really interesting. You know, I'm looking around like, man, I haven't been here for 3 months roughly. You know, and I go back to the house and, you know, it feels different. I mean, part of the reason why it feels different is because it's all staged for potential buyers. So a lot of the furniture that we have in there wasn't ours to begin with. But it's like, you know, I walk back in and I'm just like, wow, the house definitely feels different, you know? Same with the pool. The pool is something I've taken care of now for over 15 years. And I'm looking at this pool and I'm like, it's been fun, but it's like, I had this feeling that, you know, and you would have already heard this by now from my channel, but it feels like I've done a very good job with it, but it feels like it's time to belong to someone else now. I'm sure someone out there will take good care of it just like I did.
We're now in low speed agglation. It just switched to that just now. And we have, what, about just a little more than 5 minutes left, 5.5 minutes. So it'll do it. Let's get some low speed action going here. This is indeed the very first WashDay Wash-In that we're being presented, that's being presented to you in full H-Digital or partial H-Digital 720 LMNOP resolution.
That might be true, actually.
It is. I checked. So here's some high-speed action. It's currently November 2017, and there has been some speculation that in 2018, Speed Queen is LG-ifying their washing machines. They're getting rid of the tub brake, and they're getting rid of the mechanical knob. Not going to have it anymore. It's all going to be electronic, and you know, all kinds of other bad news is going to be happening. Whether or not that is true remains to be seen, as, like I said, it's still 2017. But if that happens, then what I can tell you is that these two machines will be the very last washing machines I ever bought in my life. Because anything that goes wrong with them, it must be fixed at any cost. Because the new machine simply will not do. Only the best in washmatories. Washmatory machines. So here's some low speed on the older machine, and listen to that drain pump. That low whir. Definitely the drain pumps on the older style drain pumps made a much cooler sound. That's for certain. This one doesn't have it. And there's like a constant, this machine has always done that since brand new, only in low speed. So I think that's just sort of how the motor runs for whatever reason. But it's never caused a problem. This machine is 8 years old now, and there's, you know, not been any problem whatsoever with it. The timer just expired. That means the cold valve has been enabled and the warm rinse is on, so we will get hot and cold to equal a warm rinse. Okay, it just stopped. And it's going to be going for a neutral drain. Pang! The suspense, ladies and gentlemen. The suspense. The big question is, will it neutral drain? The answer is yes. Even though it's cold now, and I have not turned the heat on yet, and it's getting like below freezing tonight, so that's going to be fun sleeping, but I'll turn it on next week. But in the meantime, we do have the Markel heater on high, of course, because you have to. You just have to. And that's keeping it nice and warm in here. Oh, a decent blanket of suds. That's to keep the laundry warm, you know. And then, of course, it's going to have its warm rinse, so that'll keep it warm also, and that makes the dryers not have to work quite as hard. I shouldn't say as hard, but as long. And the pump is now cavitating. I'm sure it's drained at least once, but vibrations are not quite enough today to get the agitator to move. It's not moving at all. It's free, but it's just the, I guess the day, I don't know. But it's still nice and warm in the wash tub. I always love that just little creep that it does when it engages then. I can feel the warmth come out of here. That's one of the other things I always liked.
What's that?
Was that you could always feel the, well, you can't see it, but obviously it sits about, you know, this high or so off the floor. You could often feel the warm air.
Yeah, I know. That was always nice.
I always loved that, yeah. Not too bad.
No, that's very balanced.
So we'll let that spin for a while. And over here, it's just finished and it goes for its neutral drain. We're pumping now.
It just has that preparation sound.
Yes.
The exciting sounds of neutral drain, only on a direct drive. No other machine does that.
Yeah, I understand neutral drain is pretty helpful for you also.
On the brush.
This one just stopped, and we will have a warm... Wow, that took a little while to stop, actually. There's the Sabre Frostener going down in there.
That looks awesome.
That's the kind of pressure I should normally have. We'll let that tooch for a minute. And over here we should be going to spin in a moment or so. It's got some water it's spinning out in there, man.
Oh yeah.
You can hear the labor it's in.
But it's like, oh, that's cute.
There we go. That's more like it. And now this machine has gone to refill with warm. That's why the pressure is lower, and this one also.
Maybe I can try pausing it here. I don't know if I should, or...
You can try.
Yeah,
Let's see what happens. Sharky paws.
Sharky paws.
Or should we call it sharky fins?
Sharky fin paws.
is the ribbons. Yeah, it's definitely warm. Definitely warm coming in. No dew to boot it. No dew to boot. Well, that's what you say if you're Canadian. No dew to boot it. You know, it's funny. I just remarked off camera. I don't know. Maybe Sharky's just in an off mood or something. I don't know. Perhaps the waters were turgid coming up here or something. I don't know. But I haven't thought of one clip to throw into this video yet. Maybe I'll think of something, but as of right now, see, I like to plan the video out as I record it, and I'll kind of make mental notes where something is said to throw a clip in, but it hasn't happened yet. But anyway, we are now in the ribbons portion of the program.
Yep.
Oh, there's something to put in.
Tonight on Strong Bad Type Interview Program.
So that's ribbonsing away. Oh, we even have some soots. That's a nice visitor. Look at him poised. It's almost like a porpoise with a purpose or something.
Something like that. Huh.
Do you know porpoises that have purposes?
If people do, it's probably just a fluke.
That night you get into bed and you say, "You want it?" And she says, "No, I have a haddock." So here we go for a drain. A neutral drain and a neutral drain. And I don't know, this might be close, but I think we're still like...
You know, because there's still a shorter delay for that one than this one in the... Yeah.
You can watch the toe eyes go downwards. Ever so slightly.
And you know, the Speed Queen spin drains, so the towels don't just slowly go down, they just start to go up on the side of the tub and then the water goes away.
Right. Cavitating. Should be pumping any second. There we are. And the other one is cavitating as well.
Just that sound. Like I said, it's a preparation sound for spin. No other neutral drain has this.
That's right. So we'll see what happens in a few moments. This one sounds cooler.
It does. Yeah, it's not going to be the same time.
Yeah.
That's much shorter.
Oh, that was cool. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I suppose we're going to see that again when this goes for its next spray race. So we'll watch this one go full pressure, then lower,
Yeah.
and then that one go low pressure to high pressure. Here we go here.
If they're time the same.
If they are time the same, yes. They may not be. I don't think so. Oh yeah, there it went.
Yep, there it is. That is one thing I like about the direct drives, because like I said, on the first spin, okay, the Speed Queen does a spray rinse for 50 seconds. That's 50, okay? The last machine that I know of that did a spray rinse of that length was one of the older Maytags before the dependable cares came out, or maybe before the orbital transmission came out, around roughly that time. And it's like, a 50-second spray rinse is amazing. But I still kind of like how these machines do too at the very last spin. Because even though on the Speed Queen, when it goes into rinse for us, I don't see any suds left, so it probably did actually rinse the soap out. I don't know, it's kind of just like a guaranteed feeling that the spray rinses on the very last part of the cycle are kind of like a guaranteed feeling that all the soap is out. But it could still be the same either way, but it's just a feeling that I have.
Was I supposed to add or divide after Maytag Dependable Care?
What do you mean? Add or divide?
Something got lost in the formula.
Yeah, something, yes.
So we are in final spin. I'm going to give the wheel a final spin. Vowels worth nothing. Consonants will be worth
negative $2,000. And then you will pay us.
And not much time either. That sound means it's running a little short here, so I'll give the wheel a final spin. Ask you to give me letters from the puzzle at 5 seconds to solve it. Vowels worth nothing. Consonants are going to be worth, well, we'll give one more spin, see what we can do here. I'm getting it. It was lifting up that art. It took a lot of energy out of me.
And then we'll play out the same old joke you've heard before, where Pat gets his finger stuck in the wheel and Vanna has trouble with her vowel movements.
Oh, my God.
It's Wheel of Misfortune!
Now check this out. These two bottles are shaking like two millennials who just realized they have to pay for their iPhones now. Now this is what happens when you're Jay. Safety divided by 0. And in the case of Jay, not a single was given. Censors!
Yeah, don't get Susan's knickers in a twist.
Oh yeah, seriously.
My goodness.
I think cinnamon rolls are in less of a twist than she is.
Is he dumb enough to do it here? Of course he is.
Oh my gosh.
You know, Jay, with the amount of skin cells you just ripped off yourself, you should really wash those towels again.
I know, right? I know, error code, drain the towels.
Yes, absolutely. Drain all the water and close down the drain.
Yeah, it's getting there. Not bad. They stopped at just about the same time.
Yes,
pretty
indeed.
Good.
Alrighty. So, the timer will finish its pangs, and I think that will wrap it up for WashDay Wash-In 24.0, brought to you in H-Digital 720 Elemental P. Make sure you click like.
Make sure to click subscribe.
And take care.
We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.